Note to self: everything is going to be okay. Don't think too much. You'll create a problem that wasn't even there in the first place. The less you worry, the less complicated life becomes. I'm worried I won't have enough space to write about worry, but that's about par for the course. Paul Harvey, the great radio announcer, would occasionally preface a news story with the words, "And just in case you run out of things to worry about." One of the things I love about preparing sermons and lessons is the prep time, especially on the front end of the subject to be covered, wading through copious amounts of information, most of which will be pushed aside in favor of that which is useful. For instance, I have next to me a rather useful flowchart on worry. I'm sure I can fit it in the sermon this week, but I haven't scrapped it yet. Also, I've included a worry stone. Again, fascinating object lesson. But more than likely we'll go into the bin marked, "Sure would like to use it, but I have to trim the fat off." The reality is, when it comes to almost any given subject, there is more than enough material for illustrations than can possibly be utilized in a sermon. Far too often, the road taken is one littered with excess wordage and connections the orator can make, but are tenuous at best to the audience. Less is almost always better. Brevity is the soul of wit. Keep it short and sweet. Always, well, you get the idea. Far too often, logic and strategy get in the way of simply letting the Word of God speak. After all, faith doesn't come from great orators. Faith comes from hearing the Word of God. Romans 10:17. I worry that I might get in the way of that too often. Note to self: it will be okay. And those are the thoughts for today.